Welcome to the Craft Lyfe. In every episode, we'll dive deep into the rabbit hole of all things branding and marketing within the craft beer industry. Be prepared to be injected with tips, processes, and ideologies from those in the industry that are executing in a unique and creative fashion. If you're looking for ways to cut through all that noise and find or redefine your craft by creating long-lasting impressions, memorable experiences, all while having consistency in your attitude, belief, and values, then the Craft Lyfe is a good fit for your life. Let's get crafting.
Welcome to the Craft Lyfe, episode 3, where we'll be discussing the sustainability programs and how these programs can affect your overall brand. If you didn't know, sustainability has always been an important consideration in the craft beer industry. And because of the process of making beer requires a lot of energy and a lot of water, craft breweries are always constantly developing methods to increase efficiency, and some of them have taken an ecological responsibility in doing so. On today's episode, we have Dustin Jeffers, who is the head of operation at Saltwater Brewery. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Awesome. So we're going to dive in and talk about how your South Florida brewery is doing their part in saving the planet one pint at a time, or actually, should I say, one 6-pack at a time with the creation of your Eco 6-pack rings. But let's slow down a little bit and let's get to know who you are and basically how did your brewing journey start?
Gotcha. So I grew up in South Jersey originally, so right by Philly. So I grew up in what I think is like the beer capital of the U.S. Philly, we get all the awesome West Coast stuff and then all the East Coast stuff as well. So I grew up drinking at Monk's, could get Pliny and Blind Fig whenever I wanted. So that's really where my craft beer kind of journey started. Between that, my uncles all were really into craft beer. I played travel hockey, so my dad would stop at different breweries when we would travel for hockey and throughout the country. And I got hooked from an early age. I was never, even during college, never drank like Natty, any of that stuff. Rolling Rock is my cheat beer though. So good. Other than that, I was drinking like Arrogant Bastards in college, playing beer pong with that. Tasted better, got you drunker quicker, and tasted better. So why not? So craft beer wise, that's where I started. And I was up at UConn for my undergrad for speech pathology. And actually my roommate up there started his own brewery almost a year ago now too, up in Connecticut. And then moved down here for grad school for speech at Florida Atlantic. And during my last year of my internship, we were starting up the brewery. So I started as like kind of assistant brewer. We had a brewmaster. And then I took over for him after about probably like 2 years. And then kind of kept rising up and now head of operations. So that's deal with like overall brew schedule, but another kind of really fun thing and something I've become more passionate about is dealing with all of our charity partners and organizations with all the environmental stuff we do.
That's awesome. So let's talk about Saltwater and their environmental charities that they belong to and what you guys are actually doing beyond the Eco 6-pack rings.
Yeah, so we're called Saltwater for a reason. It was planned. Chris, our president, there's this TED talk about why are you doing something? So why are we starting a craft brewery? One reason is to produce good craft beer, especially now almost 7 years ago down here. It was kind of a wasteland. There was Buddha Lounge, Due South just opened, and Tequesta, and that's kind of it down here. So that was one reason. And the other was to give back to the ocean. So growing up in South Jersey, I'm the only transplant of Florida from the founding crew. So they all are first to third generation Floridians. They grew up by the ocean. And then me, we had a shore house, go to Sea Isle all the time, Long Beach Island. So I like grew up by the ocean too. Every summer is something I was passionate about. So we're all surfers, boaters, fishermen. So we always wanted the kind of the education of environmental impact to be part of the brewery, which is why we call ourselves Saltwater. And we started with 3 organizations. So CCA, which is the Coastal Conservation Association, Surfrider Foundation, and Ocean Foundation. And then from working with those 3, we would do events here. We used to have International Surf Day party here, just charity events, and then giving beer during their galas and all their fundraising events so they could kind of raise more money and not worry about the cost of alcohol. And then working with them, our charity and organization kind of bubble grew. We met more people, started working with them, and then the six-pack ring just kind of was the culmination of all that.
Nice. And so you guys opened your doors in 2013. Is that when you guys opened the door? That's when it was founded.
Yeah, it was December 2013. I think it is the 27th was our first official day open.
Nice. And from the time you guys opened, when did you guys start reaching out to these charities? Was this something in pre-planning?
Charities were right from the beginning.
That is.
Yeah, so that was all part of the whole business plan, like the why we're doing this. So raising awareness, trying to get it back.
Yeah, man, that's really cool that, that not only that you have exceeded like making great beers, creating a great environment, been to your location, love it, but you're also doing your part in, helping maintain the ocean and all of its life forms. And not only doing that, but not only supporting the charities and creating those relationships that are actually doing things that are going to help that, but you guys also took action by creating the Eco 6-pack ring. That's definitely awesome.
Yeah.
So
going into the branding aspect of it, it's important that you actually believe in what you're doing. So us being by the ocean, seeing the effects of like plastic as one thing, or just the environmental impact, overfishing, all that. It's easier to promote it when you actually believe in it and it's something that you care about. So yes, we get a lot of media attention and we get a lot of customers because of what we're doing. But it's not just a sales tactic because it's also what we believe in. And people can always kind of see through when you're kind of like BSing it and you're just using it only as a sales tactic. So it's important not just to start with some charity and think like, well, what am I going to get out of this? It should be like something you believe in, and then the getting out of it is strategic, but if you believe in it, then it's not fake.
Yeah, definitely. And I can see it getting infused through everything you guys do. I mean, from the labeling of all your different beers that you guys have, and those are all inspired from the ocean, and you guys take a huge role in the ocean. So with that being said, if that's the lifestyle and that's the thing that you guys do outside of here, obviously you really do want that ocean to be clean and keep the life forms good in there. So that's everything that exudes through your brand. So working with these charities and the sustainability program, that's basically part of your brand. How has that kind of launched your products out into the market? Like, has that really helped with the sustainability program?
Yeah, definitely. Especially with the charities we initially worked with, they all had different chapters. So we really, when we first opened, we worked a lot with the West Palm Beach chapter of Surfrider and CCA. And then as we started distributing, worked down towards like Broward, Miami. And we got to meet a whole new group of customers and people that would be interested in our brand. But it wasn't that hard to go find them because we just extended our charity reach. Same organization we worked with and just kind of went down to each new chapter. So with distribution, anytime we would open up a new distribution channel, like Orlando, we'd go and start working with the CCA in Orlando. Surfrider down in Miami, work with them on stuff and do beach cleanups. So that's one of the reasons we chose those 3. We knew we could grow, like they already had our growth kind of in their organization. So it was easy. We knew what worked best for them. We're working with the chapters up here, how we can help them the most. So yeah, that's kind of the main reason we chose those 3. And then as we got used to it, we were a young company, so we also didn't want to mess anything up or not deliver to these organizations and charities that we work So we also want to learn how to best serve them as well.
Nice. So the creation of the Eco Six Pack, how did that even come about? You guys are working with these organizations, but then just creating this tech top. I know that obviously plastic going into the ocean has been a huge thing, a huge problem all over the world. So like what kind of led the charge on that?
Yeah, so it was co-created with a company called We Believers. So I got some of the rings here. See them hold up. Awesome. And then we also have the 4-packs now too. So we have some of these in the tasting room for more special release. So they came to us with this idea of a seaweed 6-pack ring. And we liked it. We liked the reduced plastic, but if this grew too big, we could see the issue with harvesting seaweed out of the ocean could cause more harm or just any harm than it needed to be. So we asked them why seaweed, and they went through why it's so fibrous and it holds together well. And we were mashing out, so we kind of brought up the idea of the spent grain, and all born out of that. So it's kind of full circle. The grain you use to make the beer, you can use it to package it as well. So besides the reduction of plastic, also reduction of gas with kind of like disposing of all that spent grain, trash, like all that weight can then also get reduced later down the line as well. If you're just reusing that kind of excess that you have. So right now we're giving most of it to farmers for feed for cattle, which is what most breweries do. But this is a whole nother kind of outlet for it as well.
So how much of the spent grains are used for the creation of that?
So E6PR is the company that's now making all the rings. When this kind of blew up in, I think it was 2016, that first viral video went up, and we went viral, and we were getting tons and tons of phone calls. E6PR was created off of that. There was no way we would be able to handle it, or We Believers on their own. So it's all made from that company. So if breweries are listening and interested, e6pr.com, send them what you're looking to do, barrelage, all that, and people can buy it. It's not like these are licensed now. It's not like you have to pay for the rights to use them. You kind of order it like you would any other 6-pack.
Well, that is very cool. That is very cool.
Yeah, it's important that any brewery can use it if they want.
Perfect. So what other sustainability programs are you guys looking to do now or in the future?
Yeah, so we've done some kind of fun upgrades to the brewery, equipment-wise. So the centrifuge has definitely helped with that, less waste instead of filtering pads. Also less water. Cleaning centrifuge, we do it in line while we're cleaning the tank that we just came out of. We also use less water when we have to back flush, which is a big problem for us. Our main beer is a Screamer Reels, which is an IPA. Heavily dry hopped, and our filter pads clog up all the time. So we would have to waste a lot of water kind of back flushing into that. And then I'm looking at a grain silo or grain bags right now, which would reduce kind of the use of single-use bags, buy more in bulk. Again, that whole gas, all that stuff. It's one of the main reasons we chose cans too. More people are likely to recycle a can, but also they're lighter in weight. You can fit more on the pallet. So shipping wise, kind of your carbon footprint goes down.
Perfect. So if another brewery or another business wanted to lead the charge in creating a sustainability program for their business or their brewery, what would be your first advice for them to get started in that?
Definitely start small. Right when this came out, we were talking a lot about the environmental impact and kind of what we're doing. The main thing I like to tell people is, like, don't try to change your entire life right away. It's kind of like when you try to start a new workout routine. If you go like all out, you're likely to like quit in a week. So like start with instead of plastic bags, get paper bags for the brewery. So if people are buying merch, put them in that. Getting rid of plastic cups for any parties. So we use a plant-based. It looks like plastic. feels like a plastic, but it's all corn based. So when we have special events that we have to close down the road, we can't use glass, obviously. It's a little more expensive, but if people are into it, they'll definitely notice. Yeah, don't try to change everything. Like personal life, when you go to a grocery store, just start using the like reusable bags and stop using plastic, and then add something else. Like I always have our metal straws on me, so not using straws. So just kind of slowly add and make it part of your life or part of your business routine, and then you'll see other stuff just naturally come up. Like, well, we're doing this here. This is something we can easily fix in this aspect as well. And then if you're a bigger brewery and have a lot of money, there's definitely a bunch of toys you can buy. I'm waiting for the day that CO2 recapturing is feasible for a brewery our size. That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
but slightly, it's not quite there yet. But yeah, I mean, 5 years ago when we started, the centrifuges had to be in their own room, built into the ground, so the thing didn't spin away and break through a wall. And now ours is on a pallet on wheels that we can move around if we need. So technology is definitely picking up quickly. So hopefully stuff like that is going to be in the near future for breweries our size and smaller.
Cool. So yeah, I would, from everything that you said, I would suggest that if a new business is starting, or if you already have an existing business, kind of find your why and your brand, because you guys are the, Saltwater Brewery. Everything that you're doing is kind of unique to your brand. It's not like you're stepping outside of the scope. You're using things to prevent the ocean from being thing, which exudes everything from your brand. So that's a great advice. I like to tell people, like you said, start small, start with one thing, and build from there, versus saying like, hey, I want to do a complete sustainability program on all aspects. But if you focus on one, you're going to get really, really good at that. And like you guys have, and it's going to show and it's going to shine, and it's going to help you guys get more beers off the shelves and get more sales. So today, and it's all
make it nature for you.
Absolutely. So last question I have for you, being that your the 6-packs are on this, this sustainable thing, has that helped with grocery stores? I mean, I know you guys are in Publix, Walmart. Has that helped with the sell, or is it mainly focused on the beer and the quality of the beer?
It's both. So it definitely got our foot in the door with Publix and Walmart. But if they brought it in and we would give one-time sales and that's it, they would notice, and then we wouldn't be on it in reset. So it is something that helps you, really just get your foot in the door, but you have to back it up with good beer.
With good beer.
The beer's garbage. Someone's not going to rebuy it or keep with you. So it definitely is important. It gets you noticed. I mean, if you kind of look at Publix, Walmart shelves, our size brewery, we're definitely one of the smallest on that shelf right now. That's in every set. So it definitely helps. They believe in what we're doing, which is awesome as well. Like a giant, big company, they don't have to listen and give support to small guys like us, but they definitely do. So it's good to see.
That's a good balance, and I really definitely think that having both ends on there gives that harder sell. Like, this company is also sustainability is high on them. Plus, their product is great, and everyone loves it. So and you're
and then raise awareness any way you can with what you're doing. So for us, especially with COVID, we had to do stuff differently. Like draft sales are down drastically, and Taste Room was almost closed. It was just for to-go stuff. So we really pushed. People kept asking, like, how can we support? Like, can we just buy your beer online and get it sent to us? We want to support the rings and stuff like that. And we're not quite there yet with sending beer out of state. We're still trying to figure out how that's feasible or what companies we have to work with. But we really upped our merch game. So we kind of say, like, getting a hat, if you are trying to support, like, buying a hat buys like a couple cases of 6-pack rooms. So using that as like support the ocean, buy some merch, and then it's all going right back into the brewery and everything we're trying to do. So using that on your branding as well, because not every state you can even ship beer to. So if they want to support in some way, then some simple merch, hats, shirts, stuff like that.
So all your merch, I know it's tied in by. Can you explain that a little bit more? how your merch is tied into the whole sustainability thing?
Yeah, so breweries, our main stuff isn't selling merch or hats or t-shirts. So just tying it in and telling people, like, when you buy this shirt, like, that profits, we don't have like a merchandise profit, saying like, oh, this is all the money we're making off merch. It's just going right back into the brewery. It just adds some extra funding into the brewery. Kind of like music bands, like buying their merch helps them.
Exactly.
Like going to see them in concerts, not always gotta like make them the most, especially if you're from out of town and stuff like that. So yeah, buying the merch, it really fuels us to spend money on more 6-pack rings and kind of grow the brewery and send it out there.
Beautiful. Lastly, so Saltwater Brewery is located at 1701 West Atlantic Ave, Delray Beach. You can find them on the website, and from the website you can get all your merch too, right?
Yep. Yeah. So all our merch is, we have a lot more options on the website. So you can choose like different colors, size shirts, hats, phone cases now that we've been doing. So there's a bunch on the website that's not necessarily here at the brewery either. But yeah, we're right off of Atlantic Ave, really close off 95. So yeah, come visit. Tasting room's open now. We're socially distancing. Beer garden's open, except it's pretty much hurricane season right now. So yeah, come here on a nice sunny day. You can sit outside as well.
And this is the first microbrewery in Delray Beach, correct? So,
yes. Yeah.
So you got first for a lot. And the website is saltwaterbrewery.com. You can find them on Facebook at their @ is kind of different. It's going to be SAL Water Brewery, but if you type in Saltwater Brewery, that would work. And Instagram is going to be Saltwater Brewery, and on Tapped, that's going to be Saltwater Brewery. Thank you so much for your time. Thanks everyone for tuning in to the 3rd episode of the Craft Lyfe, and how having a sustainability program or programs can in fact impact your overall brand. And Dustin broke it down for us, and we're glad that you have. And thank you very much, and we appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.